Baby. Okay, welcome back, guys, and good evening. Right, yeah, good evening. Okay, welcome back to Digital Wealth Trading or Digital Wealth Academy. But this is the section for trading, so I rather call it Digital Wealth Trading. So this is a Euro US dollar contract. As you all know, this is how I do it every day from Monday to Friday. Yes, I'm giving you top tie information on Euro and the Euro dollar and the XY. So let's dive in for what the business we have on for today. The Euro US dollar daily contract for Friday, 5 January 2024 did not play out exactly as anticipated yesterday. Majorly factor being the non-farm payroll, which is a very high impact news. So it is basically a price rearrangement and market makers cleaning the table. So now let's get into the business. What I'm trying to mean with that statement is that if you consistent with ICT market trading, and let's say for example you just watching this video, you don't know what I mean by ICT videos or something like that, and you wanna have a top tie knowledge about this ICT concept, you can DM me. Find a way to reach out to me and reach out to me. You can find me on Twitter if you can reach out to me on YouTube. You can find me on Twitter, you can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Facebook. Then from there you can even get my WhatsApp number because it's all over the internet. So now there is this concept we derive for uh, um, like the concept that derive the market, like the market makers. So normally during such news events like this, why they tends to manipulate price is that they try to arrange price. Sometimes they arrange it and set it for the smart money. They clean the table. So this is the first time, the first non-farm payroll for the year 2024, and they have just cleaned the table, make it more cleaner, make it more sensitive, and make it more worthy for you to participate in. Some people complain that you're not supposed to be trading during the non-farm payroll, but if you're smart enough, you will, not even smart, with experience, as you grow on, you will understand how to, trade this non-farm payroll. It's a very delicate, but it's worth it if you know how to go about it. As a newbie, you know, um, you're not advised to do such a thing. You get so now on today price. That being said, well, I am still pleased to see Euro US dollar price lower and deep down into the weekly ICT bullish order block and swept buy side liquidity before price rally higher and take out the buy side liquidity identified yesterday. So one of the things I am very pleased to see that is that the market open, and during the AM session, we rally lower and take out this low, which is a swing high. You check, this is a low, a lower low, and this is a swing high. So now we take that low, we sweep that low, which there are a lot of stops there. Now we take that low. The people that put their stuff here, stop loss here, they have just committed to the market. Now the market take that low and we rally higher and take out our previous buy side liquidity. So now today price being the end of the week is an indecisive candle that take both buy side and sell side liquidity. So if you can still see this is just like a line for you, but it takes both sell side and buy side liquidity, now giving us a new trading range. So if I'm asked, today candle did price into the weekly ICT bullish order block, like I just said earlier, and it dipped down into it, but fall short of the daily CB or fair value gap. So now daily BC or fair value gap. So let's go to the dollar index and let's wrap it up. So we see the correlation in these two market. So this is the dollar index and this is the weekly. Now you can see that the dollar index at the same time price higher. I never thought the dollar index was going to get to this weekly bullish ICT bullish order block, bearish order block rather. Now, because of the CPI news, now it set off the ground for us. Now clean the table and rearrange the table for the smart money traders, for the people that have eyes to see. Now, price rally into the weekly bullish order block, and market begins to trade lower, and take out this buy side liquidity, sell side liquidity identified, now leaving us with a new high and low, a new range. So that being said, let's go to the 4 hour contract. I don't want to waste much time here. I just want to make it brief so you understand, right? So let me go to the euro. Now on the 4 hour, this is the 4 hour euro US dollar contract for Friday 5th of January 2024. So this is the whole illustration for the 4 hour. And as you can see, this blue line indicates the weekly bullish order block. So the Euro US dollar 4 hour contract shows the footprint of price delivery for Friday 5th January 2024 contract. Now on the 4 hour, we can see how price deliver into the weekly ICT bullish order block, and price rebalance immediately. Now the ICT 4 hour plus order block was rejected during the NFP event. Now there is this ICT order block, which I indicated yesterday, was rejected due to the NFP event, or due to me calling it wrong, because it could be that I call it wrong. If there is no NFP and the market still trade the way you want it to trade, that means I call it wrong. So maybe that I called this wrong this week. So, and I'm very pleased to learn from that, and price rebalance immediately after going into the weekly below the weekly bullish order block, and it's retraced immediately. Now I would be pleased now to see market price into the 4 hour ICT fair value gap of BC, and the new 4 hour ICT order block bullish order block form at 1 o'clock AM New York local time in Friday 5 January 2023 to 2024. Oh my god. Why did you this dey come on mind? I wan go back oh, God abeg. I want to go back. Now to form a characteristic of an ICT proportion block. So this is an ICT order block. I refer to this as an order block because it leads to the formation of what it is the last down close candle that lead to the formation of a fair value gap here. And now we can see another fair value gap inside this box. So now that has given me an edge to what I am expecting in price as we go down this week. So let's go to the dollar index, which is DXY. On the dollar index, we can still see that there is an ICT very shorter block here and a fair value gap. Now this fair value gap, I'm supposed to use this, but I decided to use the past fair value gap and a fair value gap as an inversion fair value gap. I don't know, maybe with experience. You might ask, some people like to ask me question in my DM like, why did you mark this? Why did you choose this instead of this? I'll tell you that that's experience, because I from doing it for the few time now, I've get to understand some concept which I don't really know how to put that for you to understand. But if you keep in line, you will get to understand it. If you do the same thing I'm doing, sure you understand it. And an ICT what bearish order block here on the 4 hours. So we look for price to price into this fair gap and not above this particular candle. Let's for example, I want to trade next week, and let's say I want to hold a position trading for the full weekly range. I might wait for the market to price in here. As soon as the price deep down here, then I will buy, and my stop would be above this particular candle. Okay, my battery is down. So that being said, let's go to the 1 hour. This is the hourly contract for Euro US dollar, and this is the Euro US dollar. As you can see, this shows efficiently the total trading range for today. So the euro the Euro US for hourly contract, the The Euro US dollar hourly contract illustrates the 24-hour candle print for today trading range of Friday 5 January 2020 January 2024. The daily price the daily the daily profile is an obvious 8 o'clock AM New York local time as the low of the day, which priced into the weekly bullish order block, and the high of the day is formed at 10 o'clock AM New York local time, which is an up-close candle that sweep into the daily fair value gap or CB and take out the buy side liquidity identified yesterday and the price lower into the daily trading range. Now, if you can see this up close candle that wick down into the weekly favor gap, form the low of the day, and immediately price rebalance back and start seeking for buy side liquidity, and we take out this buy side liquidity which we identified from yesterday price. Now, and price rebalance back into the trading range. So just to explain further for you to so you can see how effective they are and how you can stay in line. So let's go to the dollar index. Here on the dollar index, which is the XY, you can see the hourly contract price rally higher, come lower, and we are coming back into this point now. And you can see they're actually almost the same. This is the 4 hourly CB, and if price buy into this point, anything inside this fair value gap, be inside this fair value gap and higher is a discount, is a premium for me to sell. Why? It's a premium for me to sell. So mostly my stop for next week. That means I'm not expecting the low next week low to go beyond this particular line. So that being said, we've come to the end of today's video. Sometimes I like to play us my mentor talks. I will listen to ICT a whole lot. Ah, to say again is everything I'm teaching, I learn it from ICT itself, and every the information you are getting from me is as an ICT information, and I just do this because I love doing it, despite it's my passion. Although I am not that passionate about it, but I intend to be more passionate than this. I don't want to make it all about the money that I can get from here, but I want to make it as a passion, as a skill set for myself. You understand? So there's a wise word I write for myself. And when I was brainstorming, I did write this while I was brainstorming by myself. So I had like to read that for you to hear. Now, I will read and explain. Because sometimes when you read words online, you don't even know what the person was thinking before he wrote those words. So you need to think beyond the words you read. Now, as a trader, you need to be very open minded now and be conscious about every single candle formed in any time frame you are watching and observing. For example, now I am watching the hourly candle. Let's say if the market is not closed yet, and I am going to be very conscious about each and every hourly candle that is printed. Now I'm going to observe what is this particular hourly candle is telling me. What is it saying? What can I get from this one? What is the information it is providing me with? That is very good. And being open-minded, what I mean by being open-minded is that be able to, like, now let's say during the day, we know that as a trader we have you, maybe you're on Twitter, you're on the social media, you see traders as well over there. Maybe sometimes you look at stuffs, but don't let that stuff or what other traders are doing to influence your idea or your perspective about price. And sometimes these videos that I do help keep me in check. Like, I'm gonna say, okay, how it helped me keep me in check is that maybe when I went online, sometimes I like, not now though. Before, when I'm not that strong, I feel like I'm not strong, and I'll be creating videos, and I went online and I will see somebody, have different annotation from me, and I'll be thinking maybe I'm wrong. Sometimes I end up seeing that I am even literally right. So now you need to cut that edge from your life. Like you need to cut that aspect from your life. Don't think that whatever, being open-minded is that you can see what other people are doing, but what they are doing is not influencing you except the one in which you want to bring in into, except because there's no way you would listen to a madman and you will not learn something from him. So the ones you think you learn from that person, you utilize it, but don't let it have a great impact on your own knowledge, on your own ideas, on your own ideology. Now the second statement goes ahead. Now trading is a career for a cautious and fearless individual who pay attention in everything and have no emotional attachment to it, yet only take action on a few important parameters. Okay, what I mean, the first statement is that trading is a career for a cautious and a fearless individual who pay attention in everything. Now, what I mean by a cautious, now, why I am analyzing this every day and I'm giving it to you to see, I am very cautious. I want to make sure that whatever I'm saying, I take my time to analyze this thing before I even do the video. I take my time to analyze and make sure that I call out every important parameters, every important things I see in the chart. So now I am cautious about everything, but I am also fearless. If I decide to take a decision, or like that was another effect for me why I was coming up. So I was this kind of person that I am afraid to take a trade. I get afraid thinking that if I take this trade, I might get taken out. But you know what? Because I am not conscious, because I am let's say I because I am putting myself in a situation where I lose money, and now I become afraid of losing that money. Now what I'm building, I'm not saying that I'm totally free from this thing, because it's a oil marker for me. Like it is part of me, but I'm driving it. I'm trying to everything to have control over everything, like over it. So I am fearless about decision I'm making, but still paying attention in everything. And I now, after taking the decision, I am no longer emotionally attached to that trade. Whether it takes a loss or it goes to my profits, I don't care. Now, some of the things I usually do is that whenever I take a loss, I am even more pleased. I write on my journal that I am pleased to have taken this loss. It's not I'm happy. Every man has this dopamine in you that when you lose something, or when you, let's say, when you talk to a woman, the woman did not agree with you, you felt that your dopamine felt grief. And when you talk to a woman and the woman agree with you, and she like you, the dopamine feel good. And that feel good dopamine is in every human being, and if you need to be able to control that, it is not every time your dopamine should have to feel good or feel bad. Sometimes if your dopamine feel good, you need to cherish it to feel. If it feel bad, you need to cherish it to feel good, and if it feel good, you need to be more cautious, because whenever you feel good, that means that maybe there are emotion attached to it. Let's say when you take, as a new beginner, when you take a trade, like for example, I'm trying to rush this talk because I have only 2 minutes left. Now, for example, you take a trade and it hits your take profit. Now you know what is attached to that feel good moment, and that feel good moment, if you cherish it too much, it will make you go into the market and take another loss. And the money you just make, you just give it back to the market. And the final thing I add, I say, yet only taking action on a few important parameters, meaning that all these parameters I am annotating here, that the fair value gap, the order block, and all these PD arrays I am talking. And sometimes there are things I observe in the market that I don't even add it to what you were saying, like to the chart, like maybe the range, the premium and discount level. I don't even add it. Why? Because I know what the fuck I'm looking at. Okay, so these parameters are very important, and I am very, you know, taking action on few parameters. Not every parameters I take action on. Only the one that is in confluence with my draw on liquidity. So thank you guys. Love you. Mwah. No, expect more videos on Sundays, I'm going to create a very authentic video.